Last weekend, I was at Hooton Park in my retro TKM. Now, this thing's old school, no nonsense, no assist, just pure driving when the carb works. And honestly, a few people have been talking, saying it's not quick enough and it's way too outdated. So yeah, we're going to settle that, let's prove a point. And yesterday, we had quite a half-decent day, to be honest with you. We got just testing out some bits and bobs, some things that we've just never really attempted or could be bothered really to try before, which we got all that done. Like we were changing restrictors, carb settings a bit, and then just tyres, pressures, and just the average just setup of the cart really. But yeah, we had a good solid hour and a bit of running yesterday. So hopefully we've got quite a bit of data now to go on to for Heat 1. So yeah, we're going to go to Heat 1 now and see you then. Okay, so now on our quali lap, which is I'm going to show one of my best laps, and also it has rained quite a bit since the intro, but now I'm going to break it in the inside here, and I'm going to go use the curb, and I have a bit of a tank snap on the exit there, but just to manage to avoid it, go wide in, get the front end right in, and these were on intermediate tyres, which is definitely not ideal for this weather, as our brand new, but didn't have much time to get on the rims yet in time, because it only started trashing it down. So, we're going to go coming out of here now. We've got quite a good exit. Oh, normally had the better exits over everyone else. But now we're going to go wide here and just go wider and wider, and I'll add it on. So now we're coming out on the exit here, getting the throttle down. Almost had a bit of a tank, so we saved it. Now for the chicane, go straight over these curbs to get the car rotated. Now a very wide line and just keep it nice and smooth on the front. So now coming down to the end of the straight, and that's going to be one of our best laps. And we came second in qualifying, and we didn't realise till the end of the session my car was rattling like mad yet, and it had no trap. The trap rod weren't fully on yet, so I was P2, a 10th off pole, and we were definitely losing time by that. So now we're starting Heat 1, starting P2 on the outside row of the grid. So now we're going to see where we're going to go and get some tyre temp in this. This is probably the worst weather's got. Well, with the rain on track at the moment. So now we're going to go starting on with P2. Now we're going to come round the outside. Now I'm going to think of planning for a switchback, and P1s came there like I thought. Now P3 almost hit me, but then that's fine. I'll go straight over the curb, straight into P1. So now I'm coming to the inside line just to defend, so I don't have any maniac, some madman move coming right up the inside. But now he's got to switch back on me, but I've got the inside into the next corner, so I can go straight for it. Or then I'm going up the curb here, and a bit of oversteer, and now I have to do the longer line, but it's all okay as I've got a mega run. Coming into chicane, I can feel that he's like right on my bump here, so I'm going to go wide, and hopefully he does not get me, and I have a perfect exit. So by the looks of it, I've had quite a good exit here, as now I've definitely pulled him because of the saddle. Now there's a car on the side there, but now definitely we've been further into the race, I do not hear any engine noises braking differently, so I know I'm in the clear. So now we're coming down straight, and now there's more water that's come onto the track, and if I go on that, I'll definitely outplane and be race over because I'd stall it. So now 3 minutes left to go in this race, as it's a lap race, but I'll put it in the time for you so you know a bit better specifically how long's left. But yeah, we're in the groove at the moment, but I do not feel comfortable with this setup at all. If you've read my race report on my Instagram and Facebook, you'd know a bit more. So yeah, I just do not really fancy this setup because I'm just oversteering everywhere. So now on our last lap, it was obviously this quick because nothing happened. So we're coming out here, and now I'm just taking it nice and easy, can't step up ahead. I do not want to really cause anything maniac because I'd rather have a bit less satisfaction and not wipe myself out and risking a bit more satisfaction for me. I can't speak English today. But yeah, that's race over. Quite successful. P1 by a couple of seconds. I think it was about 4 seconds. So Heat 1's just done, and it was cold, wet, everything that is not very ideal pretty much happened. I'm very cold, and unfortunately I didn't have time to change my tinted visor over there. So, yeah, I couldn't see much, but at least I won it, which is not too bad if you ask me. But yeah, we've got some brand new wets to put on for this heat, and I'll be starting last. And now I'm going to warm my hands up, and then we've got some bits to do on the kart, so see you then. Okay, so now we're starting heat 2, and look at that, we've got some brand new spanking tyres on the grid. As I've already said, I'm starting last, so I'm going to take it nice and easy, make sure I will not damage the surface of the tyres. And it's more slippery than the actual track is, and it feels like you can't get much slipperier than that. But now we're going to listen to some wheel spin on the exit of turn 2 coming up here. So you can just hear the engine RPMs raising because the rears are very slippery because they're brand new obviously, and you just hear them go and all that. So now I'm trying to get a bit of surface temperature into the tyres. I'm starting right at the back so I can take my time a bit more. And it's not like if I slow down a bit or I can't hit my backside and go and move on. So now we're going to see what we can do. Now we're going to start the race now. So now we're coming down into turn 1. Now I'm gaining position just here. And now it's going to be a bit of contact or just sliding. Now I'll gain a couple of positions straight up to P6. So now we're going to see what we can do to get to P5 here. I have a bit of a bad exit because I'm obviously a bit tighter. But now it does not really matter since I've got to P4. So now I'm going to go around the outside here. No one's going to got me inside, but now I've got a driver that I've got a bit more cooking in, I'd say. So now I'm going to see what I can do, and I'm thinking about going around the outside. But now when he goes to the outside, I'll switch back and have a little bit of a dink on his rear end. So it was all okay because I thought my bumper was about to fall off. Because my bumper does like to fall off a bit on the front end. But yeah, so it's all okay. Now I'm thinking about where to get into P3 here, because now I see them battling ahead, and I'm thinking, okay, now this is right where my money is. So I'm going to go tight turn 1 with my tyres are still very new, and I'll just understeer a bit to it. And look at that massive puddle there. So now I'm going to go wide here, so that's always better here for me. And look at the overspeed out of Logan here coming down the straight. Now I'm going to go up the inside here, and now I'm going to maybe see if we can use go. No, go a bit wider, because it seems like where there's a bit more grip for me. But now the leader is starting to pull away, Tom Marshall there, so now we're going to see as I'm taking slightly different lines to everyone else, but then my priorities are for the exit lines. But let's say it's not too bad here, as now I'm right behind Tom here as he's been overtaken for the lead. And now I'm going to go straight up the inside to turn 1 to get into P2. So I'm using the curb just to put me around, and I'm making sure I don't go into that puddle because that could be catastrophic. But now we can see here on the exit I'm gaining a lot on the leader, so seeing if I can maybe go around the outside, but I just don't have the momentum. I'll go up the inside, use the curb. Now where is he going to be? I know he's getting around my outside here, and he's just got a little bit of an overlap I can see. But on my new tyres I outbrake myself a bit, and now I'm going to be losing the positions here. I'm back into P3, but now I'll go into P2, and I'll see where I can retake the lead. So we both use curb here, and he goes defensive, and I'll go really wide. But look at him out of overspeed. I've had to slam on the brakes just to not hit him. So, but now coming down the straight, I've got a bit of a slipstream, and he's looking behind about 4 times to see where I'm going. So now I'm going to go up the inside. Now I've got the lead, and that's quite nice and handy. So now we're going here, and I just feel like I'm pulling away a bit more as the engine RPMs in my ears, just going a bit silenter and silenter. So now we're going around the outside here. So now I think we're a bit okay. Now there's just under 3 minutes to go, and now we can cut to the last lap of the race, and there's more traffic ahead. So obviously I'm not going to be a bit of a maniac, and I'm just going to keep it nice and cool. So I'm going to go for 2 for 2 wins here. So now we'll be starting pole position for the final, no matter what. So now we're going to see how it is. So we're going to see post race. So, heat's 2 done, P1. Got a lot of changes to do, so I can't do anything on my posh camera and microphone and all that. So we're going straight to the final now, so we're starting P1 for the final. Now we'll see you then. So, basically, let's say maybe the camera just didn't work. We'll just settle on that, yeah. It was definitely turned on the grid, but for some reason after the race it just didn't work. And then it just got wiped off my camera for some reason, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I came P2 in that, but yeah, there's more to say after this bit because I got another clip of what happened. But I'm just going to say there's definitely going to be 2 cameras on the cart for Wilton Mill coming up. So I'll go to what I said on the way back home. So yeah, see you then. So I don't even think the final actually recorded, you know, as well, let's say me, Dad, and just things just messed up the setup a bit. So obviously 2 wrongs and a setup do not make a perfect setup. But yeah, we're on our inters and a bit low on the tyre pressures, if I have to be honest. That was a bit messed up, and Dad was on the sprocket and rear whip train, and yeah, we went down to a sprocket, which was making us have a bit low RPM, and then the rear whip, it was took up like 10 mil soon. But so yeah, unfortunately the cart was a bit sketchy. Almost binned it about 85 times, if I have to be honest. But yeah, it was just a bit of a messy final. But I was on bench chassis as well, I mentioned early in the video, and the driver it got probably the more slower the chassis got because of the bend, obviously. But yeah, I don't even know what to say actually. But yeah, a bit of a shame. I just wish it was raining a bit longer, and then I'd have I'm not being a bit arrogant or anything, but let's be honest, I'd have probably won if it was like the same weather as Heat 2 I meant. But yeah. But anyway, it's not a championship round. If it was, I'd be literally storming ahead in points. My consistency. So yeah, that's the end of the video now, guys. So quite excited for my next race. That's at Wilton Mill, and let's say a bit of bad memories there from last year, if you ask me. Yeah, so I will see you then for Wilton, and maybe some shorts coming out soon. So yeah, I'll see you then. See you later. Bye.